How many prophets do you see lying in ministers' conference? They know they can't lie there. All of us engage God. The reason a fake prophet can come lie to people is because he knows they don't care about God. They care about what God gives. If a prophet meets those who care about God, he knows he can't lie. Because when you talk, we will tell you, which source are you communicating from? We know that frequency. We too can tune into that antenna. What frequency are you operating for? Which God is saying what you are saying? And you will discover that when genuine Christians rise, the fake prophets will stop. You call for miracle service, see the crowd. Or call for prayer meeting. Is that a generation that won't have fake prophets? You know, messages like this can't be taught. It's a body. It's a body. You find Christians who should be the light of the world begging God because they have no relationship with Him. It's only when there is crisis they are trying to seek God's face on an emergency basis. Those who are purposeful in their pursuit of God, they are locked onto their altars. You can find them there. I read about Abraham, I almost wept. You never trace where his tents were, but the altars of Abraham never die. That means his altars were his most formidable structures. The tent can get lost, but the altar remains. So that many generations can come back and they find the altar. Imagine what will happen if our children come back and they can trace the altars where we prayed. Even when the house is old, when they enter the room where you encounter God, the pillar of His presence will still be standing. And the God of the fathers will become the God of the children. No heritage in the spirit. Because we don't have people who seek God with purpose. What does it mean to seek God with purpose? Commitment to the study of the word. You want to find out how God thinks. You want to find out what God says concerning situations. It's so pathetic in our generation that even areas where we have crisis, we can't trace God's thought on the matter. You ask a young man, you ask a young woman, he or she wants to get married. What did God say about marriage? He knows nothing. Meanwhile, this thing is written in black and white, but they can't find it because it doesn't care what God says. Most of us have read many books, but the Bible, no. So we know what the philosophers of the world have said, but we don't know what our God said or is saying because we are not seekers of God. This is why I pity people when they begin all this new creation stuff, raising weak Christians that have no standing in the spirit. First Timothy chapter 4 verse 13. It's just like give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and give attendance. Give attendance. Verse 15. He said, give thyself wholly to this thing, that thy profiting may be made manifest to us. Give attendance. Where is the generation that will give attendance? In 2 Timothy 2:15, he says, study to show yourself approved unto God. A workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word. Sometimes it's even a shame when you see Christians meeting with people with that. They are quoting their documents verbatim. The Christian will tell you, there is said somewhere, and this is that. Give a Christian the Bible, tell him open my heart, and that person says he's a seeker. God has not already answered the Bible. If He does, you have to find out. Because if you have found out, careless about it. Those who are public seekers of God, they do business. And they do that business and they are transfigured. The Bible says we all the time glass. That glass is talking about the world. Because He was talking in previous verses. He said, today when the law is there, the veil covers them. He said, now that we have saved, we have been saved, we have come to the Lord. So as we read the gospel, as we open the message of the gospel, this is where our lives change. But a generation that God we love human ideology. We are gifted in them. The Bible has become like a fairy tale because we don't have people archaeologists who will go deep into the world until they excavate the powers of the generation. A people must be born again that do business